Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how you can use vector images to create graphics as opposed to bitmaps. As we know, that vectors have got a few more advantages even though they're more time consuming and can be more complicated. What we've got in front of us here is an outline, a sketch. This has been taken from the internet. However, you can draw your own sketch and scan it onto a computer. I'm using this here as a basic outline, and I'm going to create shapes and lay them upon layer to create that baby as in a vector image. Okay, so what I need to do first is zoom in so I can see the lines properly. And as you can see already, the picture's becoming pixelated even though I've only doubled it in size. First things first, what I need to do is create a new layer, and that's what we're going to create our vector on by using the new layer button down the right hand corner. I then create the pen tool, which allows us to define our shapes. So I click on the pen tool, I click on my start point, which in this case I'm going to do the baby's midriff and arms. So I click once my start point and then click again on the other side, but I'm going to hold it. So if I hold and drag the mouse, I can define like that. And as you can see, that's in a arc, that line. I click on my next point. As we can see, it's got a bit of a curve coming out, but we're just getting the basic outline down at the minute. Click my next place, and I keep clicking the main areas that I want to trace basically. It doesn't have to be perfect just now because we're going to be able to tidy it up in a few moments. So I keep clicking around the main points right the way round, click, drag, get a curve for his thumb, click the top of the thumb, keep going round the shape. What I'm going to do is, we can see that there's detail underneath it. We're not too worried about that at the minute, we're just going to get the basic outline down. Keep going round. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the path by making sure I hover over my starting points, we call them anchors, and click. And that is now a completed shape. In making sure that the cursor is inside the midriff, I right click and say create vector mask. That allows us to define the colour that's going to be within that shape. As you can notice on the layer column, we've now got our mask and our areas to fill it with colour. I then select the paint bucket tool, click on foreground colour, and select what colour I want. Okay, and fill it. Now got our shape. Okay, as you can see, it's not 100% perfect, so what I'm going to do is select the pen tool again, making sure I'm on a line of our vector. I click and hold control. You notice how the case has changed to a white arrow. That's what we want. If I click on the line, you'll notice that our anchor points have reappeared. That means we've selected that vector image. I can do a few things depending on where I point and click. As you can see at the moment, next to the pen tool is a cross. That means that we can't select anywhere in that vector image at the moment. If I scroll over a part of the line, you'll notice that a little plus sign appears on my paint pencil. That's because we can add a new anchor point. So if I click now, you can see we've got a new anchor point. If I click and hold control, I can drag this anchor point down. This allows me to put a better shape. If I want to get rid of an anchor point, I hover over an already defined one and click, and it gets rid of it. So what I can do is define the shape of the baby, just tidy up the curves and any missing parts you've got by adding a new anchor point, holding control, clicking and pushing the anchor points out. We're not just confined to normal colours either. We can put gradient overlays and do our blending options as we covered in previous classes. Just to illustrate this, I'm going to right click on my vector layer and select blending options. Once I've selected that, we can see we've got all different options. If I do drop shadow, for example, it creates a shadow around the baby. In a shadow, it does a shadow inside, and I can just play about with all these different options to give it all different effects. However, in this case, I'm interested in gradient overlay. So if I click on gradient overlay, we'll see that we've now got a gradient inside the baby. Or pattern. If I click on pattern and define which type of pattern I want to use. So we're not just confined to solid colours. In this case, I want to go with the gradient overlay. And I'm going to change the colours by selecting inside the gradients. You can see it's saying click to edit the gradients. I select that. You can see I've got all different colours that I can use. If I'm happy with the style of gradient but not the colours, I click on these colour stops and select what colour I want them to be, and you'll notice how behind the baby is changing. Okay, now as I say on Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. As you can see, I have just basically gone round the shape of the baby and started building layer upon layer. I've started with the biggest shapes that are going to be more solid colour, and as you can see, I have begun to fill in detail for the eyes and a bit of an eyelash. Now, as we know, the face at the minute is solid red. I need to see what's behind it. I don't have to keep hiding and making the layer visible by using the eye over and over again. All I have to do is make this layer, the head layer, invisible. And you notice that being able to change the name of that layer, I do that by double clicking on the writing, typing where I want and press enter. So I want to make this layer slightly invisible. If I click on opacity and change it down to 27, we can see the detail behind it. I'm happy with that. New layer by selecting the icon to the left of the bin. It's very important that we select a new layer every time we do a new vector, because you want them to be independent from each other. So I'm going to show you how I can do, for example, the mouth. If I click the pencil, I start defining my paths. Again, rough outline. Now you'll notice I need to see a bit more clearer, a bit more closely to get the nice art, the black on the mouth, on the edges of the cheek. So magnify, zoom in, pencil again, and I just finish off the patch to get the shape of the mouth. Just keep going round, keep clicking. You'll notice I'm being fairly random where I'm selecting these paths, but I'm keeping to the sort of contour of the mouth. That makes it easier to clean it up later on. Close path, right click, create vector mesh. Select colour by selecting on foreground colour. Select black, OK. Paint buckets, through. If I now make the head layer visible again by selecting the layer, opacity 100, zoom back out by selecting the magnifying glass, holding out and zooming out, you can see I began to do the mouth. And I'm going to do a tongue. I'm going to have the tongue on top of it. So same as before. But this time I'm going to make the headlight invisible. So I'm concentrating just on the mouth. Select the mouth layer. Call it mouth. Make it slightly see-through. New layer. Zoom back in. Select the pencil. Outline of the tongue. Close path. Right click. Create vector mask. Select my colour. I'm going to do pink. Purpley pink. OK. Paint bucket. Fill. Again, I need to tidy up the shape of this. So pencil. Hold, Alt, Control, click, hold, Control, and bend it. Add a new anchor point, push it out to get a curve on it. Same here, click, hold, Control, click, push. I'm happy with that. Magnifying glass, Alt, zoom back out. And as you can see, that way kept the invisible of my image. Now if this, I want you to note down here on the bottom, this is only really 600 kilobytes. That's with the sketch behind it as well. If I delete this sketch, the memory size is very low compared to what it would be if it was a bitmap image. So vector images, shape upon shape. Define a rough outline using the pencil. Right click inside the shape. Select vector mask. Fill it with colour and keep building detail upon detail. Very important. Do the big shapes first, the big backgrounds, and then start adding detail to them. And that is how you create a vector image from an outline sketch.